What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got another lovely level 6 blue Digimon to talk about. And actually we've got another blue Digimon that we haven't had a chance to talk about yet, that it's probably time to have a little bit of a chat about. So I think we will have a bit of a chat about it. Now, we are talking about Duftmon here, love the name, and our translation comes from the lovely Jason Snowjacks over on the Facebook group. And what we've got is a Digimon that on the face of it does not have good stats. 12 cost to play normally is slightly higher than the average level 6. And 4 cost to evolve is higher than the average level 6. Now, when we were back in the starter decks, the non-vanilla level 6s, in all fairness, did cost 4 to evolve. So Metal Garurumon, to use a blue example, did cost 4 to evolve, but we got over it. And they're generally free cost to evolve now. Then you add in 11,000 power, which is standard for a level 6, but I've just told you that it's more expensive than we would expect, both to play and to evolve. Now I'm telling you that it's no more powerful. Wussy, I hear you shout. It better have a good skill. Yes. Yes, it does. In fact, it's actually got 2 and they're really good. When you evolve, and remember that evolving and playing skills are different, so this only works when you play it as a 4 cost to evolve, not as a 12 cost to play normally. You may play one level 4 or below evolution source from one of your Digimon as a separate Digimon without paying its cost. Now, it's got to be a Digimon that currently exists as an evolution source for one of your Digimon. But we've seen a bunch of times that we can sometimes play cards without paying the cost, and it's one of the most powerful things you can do in the game. The whole game is built around the memory gauge, whereby you are paying memory to play cards and trying to not give your opponent too much memory and trying to make the most of yours, etc. If you can actually be playing cards without paying for them, i.e. without paying any memory, clearly that's going to give you a rather ridiculous advantage as you go through the game. So yes, we like this. And honestly, right, at this stage, some of you are thinking, Wussy, do you have any suggestions? Is there a particular card that you would suggest playing for free using this? Well, funny you should ask, because I definitely do. And if you're watching a bunch of my videos since I started covering this game, you know where I'm going with this, ladies and gentlemen. It's blatantly New Evolution Garurumon. And here's why. When you play it, one of your Digimon becomes active. Now, we've seen in the Digimon trading card game up to now, there is a clear rule. When you're playing Digimon for free, or using skills, however you want to put it, if you're not allowed to use the play skills, it will tell you. So Piedmon, for instance, classic example of this, when you play it, you play up to 2 level 4 or less purple Digimon from your trash without paying the cost. Digimon played from this do not activate their when played effects. Or play from this effect. Nice. Which means that they do here. Which means that we are looking... Now, you're in this weird thing, right? Because generally speaking, you want good inheritable skills so your bigger Digimon have extra little tricks. So, I don't know, Aerovedramon. If this Digimon becomes active during your main phase, this Digimon gets jamming. Jamming is good. Jamming stops you being destroyed by security Digimon. That's a nice one. But if you've got a skill like this, you're going to want to take advantage of it. Which means you are going to need to have some Digimon with good play skills, and you don't generally see good play skills and good evolution skills in the same Digimon. I should mention the other classic example here would just be Gabumon, because Gabumon, when you play it, you draw a card. And we see that played in a lot of blue decks for the draw power. So essentially you play Gabumon, yay, I draw a card, you evolve up from Gabumon, and then when you eventually end up evolving all the way up into Duftmon here, you then get to play this. Although the translation we've got from Jason, and Jason's been pretty good at these up to now, you play a level 4 or below from one of your Digimon. Not from one of your other Digimon, not from this Digimon, from one of your Digimon. What that basically means is you could either play it from this Digimon, or you could play it from one of your other Digimon. It really doesn't matter. Dealer's choice. So that's basically what you're trying to do here. You're trying to gain an extra little advantage. And actually, we can actually go a little bit dumber here. Because remember that the level 7 we got in New Evolution, it was Omnimon. And when you Digivolve into Omnimon, that can evolve from either a red or a blue level 6, you get to return a level 6 Digimon from this card's evolution sources to your hand to make Omnimon active. So essentially what you do here is you evolve up into Duftmon, and then you get to play a level 4 evolution source, and then when you evolve up into Omnimon, you put this back into your hand so you can evolve it again later, and then do it again, which is kind of awesome. Now, while we're talking through these skills, we do need to have a look at our old friend Metal Garurumon, because this is reminiscent of that. Because Metal Garurumon, when you attack, you may play a level 4 or less Digimon from this Digimon's Digivolution sources as a separate Digimon without paying its cost. Clearly there is a choice to be made here between this and that. Now, I will say that that is one cheaper to evolve. And the big difference, of course, is that Duftmon is when you evolve, whereas Metal Garurumon is when you attack and can therefore be done over and over again. Now, how many times you actually get it working is up for debate. It might not work all the time, but it is something that we probably do need to bear in mind. The problem is that is all Metal Garurumon does, and Metal Garurumon can only play one of its evolution sources. Duftmon can use any of your Digimon. So yes, it is a one-time deal, but it's any of your evolution sources. Oh, and there's more because it gives jamming to all of your level 4 or below Digimon. And as much as I love Metal Garurumon, this is why I'm just going to stop playing Metal Garurumon now. Because you see, jamming, we mentioned it earlier, jamming is a great skill because it says that you will not be destroyed by security Digimon. And that's a big thing, right? Because when you've got little baby Digimon, let's say you've played that Gabumon because you want to draw a card. Well, it's a 1000 power Digimon. So you've kind of just got to sit there and wait. Because if you attack the security and any Digimon comes out, you will be destroyed and then you can't evolve up from it, and that's a little bit sad. Jamming says that no matter what the power of the Digimon that comes out is, you will not be destroyed by security Digimon. And that is a thing of absolute beauty. Now don't get me wrong, that doesn't make your Digimon completely safe, because it is very much worth remembering that if you're resting, which you will be after having attacked the security, your opponent can then go after you, and you've got 1000 power, you are gonna be destroyed. But the gigantic difference here is your opponent has to make an effort to do it. Your opponent has to use one of their attacks for the turn to take out a 1000 power rookie Digimon. Which means they're not attacking your security stack or one of your other Digimon, etc. And if all of your Digimon have got jamming, that's kind of silly, redonkulous nuts. I'm a huge fan of this. It basically means that you can just start attacking with your rookies willy-nilly in a way that you can't do usually for fear of them being destroyed by security Digimon. And then you put your opponent in this almost impossible position where either they just let you, or they waste all of their attacks taking out your wrestling Digimon and not going after their security. Either way, this sounds like a win for you. And we could sit here for a while debating as to this first skill, whether it's better on Duftmon or Metal Garurumon, whether a one-time use when you evolve from any of your security sources or any Digimon is comparable to anytime you attack, but only playing evolution sources from Metal Garurumon. Which, to be fair, Metal Garurumon's only a two-shot deal anyway. Because you can't play a level 2, because Digimon, Digitama, they don't exist in the battle area. You can never do anything that would put a Digitama in the battle area, so you can't play it. And it's only level 4 or below, so absolute maximum Metal Garurumon gets to level 3 and 4, and that's it. So actually, it's one use rather than two, but it gives you way more choices. But like I've said, sitting here debating this for ages isn't particularly necessary or relevant, Because you've got the second skill. And the second skill really, really sets this apart, ladies and gentlemen. It makes a huge difference. I adore this card. And I know I keep showing you new level 6s, and I know I keep telling you how much I love them and how good they look and how useful they're going to be. So I'll make you a deal. When Bandai stop printing level 6s that look really interesting and make my deck building cog start whirring and make me want to run out and start building decks, I will stop getting so excited about all the level 6s I show you in the videos. Just doesn't look like it's happening anytime soon. Now, there is another blue Digimon that was revealed in a magazine that is... It's not the most exciting one ever, but we've not had a chance to talk about it yet. So let's pop it into this video and let's have a chat about MagnaRangemon. Shout out to the lovely folks over at digimoncard.dev for cleaning up the image and putting the English translation on and all of that good stuff. So what we've got from MagnaRangemon here is a level 5. 6 cost to play normally is fine. It's about in the middle. Maybe slightly lower end. 3 cost to evolve is standard. It's what you see from the vast, vast majority of level 5 Digimon. And 7,000 power is pretty nice for a level 5. It's alright. Now what we have here is a single inheritable skill. When you are attacking, you discard 1 Digivolution source from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. It's alright. I mean, this takes us right back to the blue starter deck. And just removing evolution source. That's the real hook of blue back in the starter decks. We saw both Garurumon and Gabumon, for instance. And Gabumon was a lovely level 3 that removed an evolution source from the bottom of a level 5 or less Digimon. And Garurumon that removed an evolution source from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. And this just slots in quite nicely. I mean, if you really want to go after your opponent's evolution sources, this is a really nice level 5 to go with the starter deck Gabumon and the starter deck Garurumon. So by the time you get up to a level 6, you've essentially got that same skill 3 times, and you get to remove 3 evolution sources. Though remember, Gabumon is only level 5 or below. It won't work on a level 6 or 7. But also do remember that they are 3 separate skills. So you do get to potentially take them away from multiple different Digimon. And this is cool, right? This is a very nice thing to do, but it's a very specific Digimon. I don't look at this like I look at Duftmon and go, oh my goodness, I can make so many cool decks with that. That's amazing. I look at it and go, you know what? If I'm playing one of those decks that is going after evolution sources, this is kind of cool. And then we got the Garurumon that gets security attack +1 if your opponent has a Digimon with no evolution sources. And we've got Matashida that gives you a memory at the start of your turn if your opponent has any Digimon without evolution sources, etc. It's a kind of thing blue Digimon have been doing since the starter decks, and it's not particularly phenomenal or amazing or stunning. But it's a cool little card. And in the context of the very specific thing that it's doing, it does it quite nicely and it combos very nicely with the other Digimon that do that thing. So there we go. For now, though, let's just get super excited about Duftmon because, oh my goodness, I'm excited. But I'd like to know how excited you are. So let me know in the comment section, would you? Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And do please consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wassy Plays.